Hello everyone, it's Leo and it's time to talk about episode 44 from Hirogaru Sky PreCure. Kai sitting, Empress Underg is finally here with us, and look, it took her a while to appear, but now that she appeared, everything was worth it. Every second waiting for her to appear was worth it. What a gorgeous design this lady has. I am in awe. And what an episode this was. This was insane. I was not expecting this episode to go this hard, and it really did. So we start the episode with her, the queen of it all. Empress Underg is saying that she is going to enter the action, finally. And Scarehead does not want her to enter the action, and we finally understand why she stood all this time in the shadows. She was hurt. We don't know exactly what happened to her, but Scarehead says that she can't because she is not fully recovered yet. So she's hurt from something. Is she hurt from the battle 300 years ago? We don't know, but we do know now lots of things from this story. And one of them is Scarehead's role in all of this. At least to me, it feels that he is really worried about her. He really cares about Empress Underg. And so we see that Skyland is now being attacked. The Azure Guards cannot do anything against this invader that happened to appear, and they did not even discover who was there. And it was very nice the way the episode started. Like, it started in the action was happening and things were happening there already. They did not waste any time. And then when the girls go there, I love when they're riding the chocobos and they go there and they find this mysterious lady with this beautiful dress. I love that design so much. And then she transforms. Look, I love her face and her makeup under her eyes, the lipstick, everything about Empress Underg feels very rock, very punk to me. And I'm living for that design. Like, honestly, I have been waiting for a villain like that in PreCure for ages now, and I just love it. And I love that it's not very huge. Like, her design is not very huge. It's not a big design like, oh, the last boss has to be big and crazy. No, it's kind of like simple but very effective and very cool at the same time. I love it. Very emo like. I loved it. Very punk. And I'm saying it's so many things and I don't understand much about style, but I think you get what I mean, right? And it was very nice. Like, her power overwhelmed the Cures very easily. Like, even before they transformed, they couldn't do anything. And she quickly stood in front of them and said she wanted L. Like, L was the responsible one for this. And I love that at that moment, all of the girls, all of the Hirogaru team stands up and they go in front of Ageha, who was with L in the ground. And Ageha looks at L and looks at her eyes and asks her, like, do you know what's going on? Do you understand what's happening? Do you know who this woman is? Like, Ageha treats L with so much respect, and she really likes to check on her, see what she is feeling, how she is feeling. I love that about Ageha. And they transform, and it's very funny that Empress Underg was like, no, okay, just come at me with your strongest attack. That's it. Come at me with your strongest attack. And they use Majestic Halation. Empress Underg just dodges. No, she doesn't dodge. She creates her own power. She uses her own Underg power. And that's it. That's it, baby. Everything is destroyed. Majestic Kurunikurun is destroyed. The girls fall down. They de-transform. And the book just falls down there. The merch is expensive. Don't let it happen. And with the power of the Majestic Kurunikurun and also L's power, time stops. Baby Sailor Pluto, is that you? Time stops. L is able to use her power to awaken Sora and Mashiro, and the Majestic Kurunikurun takes them back in time. I absolutely hate the fact that Tsubasa and Ageha were left out of this moment, even though I do love Sora and Mashiro, even though I do love their duo, I love their relationship. I feel like Tsubasa and Ageha should have been there. I feel like there's a reason why they just put the two of them, which is the story of the princess who prayed for the cure to arrive in the past and save Skyland was listened by Sora and Mashiro in episode 4, I think. So, like, they were the only two that listened when Yo-Yo told them the story. I feel like that's the reason why those were the only two in that at that moment. But it doesn't take away the fact that Ageha and Tsubasa could have been there and, they could have listened to the story, like with the princess. But, they were not there. What can we do? So we have them meeting the current princess, not the current princess 300 years ago from Skyland. And the birds that were carrying her they had eyelashes, baby, very fashionable. They were serving. And we finally meet Princess Eldain, which has a weird costume, in my opinion. I don't think she was serving that much with her costume, but they meet her, and it's very funny because they try to show that they were cures. They cannot, because the Sky Mirage, the Mirage Pen does not transform into the Sky Mirage, and I love that transformation scene, that they were trying to do the transformation scene. It was everything. And they tell her the legend of the princess who prayed for the cure, and they are worried because they know it's going to happen soon. They know that they are now part of history, and they know how history is going to happen, and the princess can't do anything because, how am I going to believe the legend? And so, time just goes by, and it's interesting that we don't have much time with the princess as a character, but I really like how she looks at them and asks, how is Skyland in the future? That just goes to show that princess, the original princess from Skyland, she is worried about the country. She is worried about her land. She loves Skyland. I like that. I like the way that the narrative found to show that to us. That was very cool. And another thing that I love about this part is that we have Kaiser Underg attacking, who was probably the original lord of Underg Empire. He was the emperor. He is the Kaiser, and his design is very cool. And when all of the Renborgs attack, we see Sora doing the parkour that she did in the first episode, and I love it. It's such a Sora thing to do, such a Sora thing to be. I just really, really like it. And at the same time that we see the Kaiser attacking, we see that the princess, Kaisering Underg is already there with him. The Empress is already there. She is his daughter, and she does not like battles. She does not like watching people battling. And we don't know why Kaiser is attacking Skyland. We have absolutely no idea what's really going on. And we met the villain very briefly, I feel like. I mean, we met him a couple of times and he was just being cruel and mean and he was just trying to destroy things. But now I feel like we're going to meet him more in the future. But for now, we don't know much about him. And that makes me interested in his story. And another thing we see is Spearhead. Spearhead was supposed to be taking care of Empress, and he was. But he was there in the middle of the battle with her, and Kaiser asks him to take her away back to Underg Empire. And we got a lot of focus on the fact that Spearhead held very dearly the Empress's hand. So it's like, is it endearing? What's going on there? And it's funny because he's been living for 300 years and he hasn't changed. His visuals hasn't changed. Her visuals, they're similar, but she's now a little bit more, not a little bit more. She's way more edgy now, edgy looking. And so even with Sora, even with Mashiro and Eldain trying to help, they can't do much against so many Renborgs, and a lot of Skyland is destroyed. People are sad about it. People are crying. People are desperate. And the princess remembers the legend, and she goes over the hill on top of it, and she gets on her knees and starts praying. Some of the considerations about that scene. The hill is the same hill that Empress Underg was standing at the start of the episode. Now we have Eldain 300 years ago on her knees praying for a miracle. And a miracle happened. And I love how the legend is one and the reality is another. It's similar, but it's different. And she becomes the one. She prays for power, but she becomes the PreCure, and she becomes Cure Noble. And we were graced with a transformation scene. I loved it. How beautiful Cure Noble is, and her hair twirls. Honey, that was everything. I loved Cure Noble's participation. Oh my goodness. And the way she, arrived and said, "Now I am the PreCure." And her phrase is the same as Cure Majesty, and she just becomes Cure Noble. So it's amazing. And the episode ended right there. I could not believe the episode was over. I really couldn't believe the episode was over. So a few considerations. After this episode, we got to learn who the voice actor of Eldain/Cure Noble is. And her voice actor is the same voice actor as the star that appeared in episode 20-something that gave El to Skyland King and Queen. Remember that mysterious voice, that mysterious star? They call her the Morning Star. It's the same voice. So it's probably the same character. And I also love how ruthless the Kaiserin Underg seems to be. She, at the start of the episode, she said, "In the snap of my fingers, I can make Skyland burn." And when she looked at Skyland and said, "This is a kingdom built on tears." Girl, there are so many things we don't know about Skyland, and I am so curious. So curious. So episode 44, I feel like there are certain things about it that I don't like. There's one thing about it that I don't like, which is the fact that they excluded Agaha and Tsubasa for the most part. I feel like Agaha even had one scene that was relevant to her, but Tsubasa disappeared completely, unfortunately. But overall, what an amazing episode this was. It was simply gorgeous. I just loved seeing Empress Underg so many times, and oh my god, she looks gorgeous. What is that design? It's everything. And I really am curious for her relationship with Cure Noble. I'm very, very excited to try to understand what is going to happen next week. I am so excited, and I'm very happy with Cure Noble as well. I am saying all of this because I am trying to figure out what my hero corner of the episode is. I don't know if it's Cure Noble's transformation or if it's Empress Underg's arrival and saying like, "Bring it, give me your best shot, give it to me." I think that's my hero corner, when she called them on a duel, like, "Use your strongest power against me." That is my hero corner. That is such a queen move. I love her so much. And I'm very curious to understand why she was that super kind girl who did not like battles. And 300 years later, she is now the meanest queen of the universe. What happened there? I'm curious. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. Want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinema channel. If you are a member, thank you very much for your support. And if you've watched up until now, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.